Welcome to episode 108 of the Tippin Maple Leafs podcast. On today's podcast, we're going to do a little season preview. We're going to talk to fans back in the building, who made the team out of camp, who got cut, the opening night lineup, waivers, Sledgehammer, and Michaela are pissed. Matthews needs more time to work on his wrist, Mikheyev injury, and happy Thanksgiving, Canada. I'm Chad, by the way.
And I'm Dale. Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, man. So it's Thanksgiving's over. We filled our bellies. We're ready to watch some real hockey. Preseason is done. The Leafs go 5-1 in the preseason. Completely dominate other than one shitty game. Dominated the preseason. Not even close.
Yes, they did. Big time. Yeah, not even close. I mean, it's a preseason, man. What a fucking nightmare. But let's just go here quickly off the top. So we'll get to everything you just said. One thing that wasn't included in that we touched on briefly at the end of 2 podcasts ago. Bayside Tigers, baby. Josh Ho-Sang comes through, gets a contract out of his PTO with the Leafs, with the Marlies. So it doesn't count against whatever. So it's not an NHL deal, but he signs a deal to stay in the organization. He's going to go to the Marlies. They're going to get him working down there and see what's up and see if, he can get his shit together and
see if they can rebuild him.
Right. I would not be surprised if by the end of the season, he is up with the Leafs. We'll see what happens. A lot of things need to go right for that to happen, but hey, man, I'll tell you right now, we'll get to the roster and who made it. I kind of think that I might find a spot for Ho-Sang over a couple of the guys that ended up making the team personally. But anyway, Ho-Sang in the future, I'm sure this will not be the last time we talk about Josh Ho-Sang on this podcast, because I think he's going to be up with the Leafs sometime this season. What do you think?
Yeah, more than likely. He's going to get a shot due to injury and things like that. He's definitely going to get a shot, and good for him. He wanted to be here. He had a really good preseason. He got his contract with the Marlies, so he's going to stick around. He's going to get a shot somewhere along the line. But let's get into it. Let's start with fans back in the building.
Awesome. Right?
It's great. It's so great. It just feels natural, normal.
It's going to be great come Wednesday night, man, to have fans back in the building. Now, I know a lot of people are in a bit of a, stink about this because the Leafs and the Sens get fucking 20,000 people allowed in an indoor arena, and you've still got restaurants that can't go to full capacity. It literally is a fucking mind fuck. I can't, it's insane.
Nobody can wrap their head around the rules and what's going on and everything. But at the same time, it's just entertainment purposes alone, us as fans watching it at the game or at home on TV, having a full building's where it's at, man.
Oh, dude, 100%.
That's where it's at.
No, I'm stoked for it. Because it was getting closer to time, and I'm pretty sure Vancouver is the only team that is not allowed full capacity. But I'm watching a couple of these preseason highlights, and it's the Oilers and the Flames, and COVID is still the cases out there are crazy out in Alberta compared to Ontario, and Edmonton and Calgary full capacity for their preseason games. It's just COVID doesn't even exist out there anymore to the provincial government. They don't care.
I think it's gotten to that point, right? It's just, let's just get going and get it back to normal. But you do have to be double vaxxed in Ontario to go to the games. So
sure. Anywhere, I think. Well, maybe not in the States. Probably.
Yeah, I don't know about the States, but here in Ontario, you have to be double vaxxed. And like I said, for entertainment purposes, we got fans back in the building. We're going to see other teams other than just the Canadian teams. I mean, I'm really excited to get this going. Even though the first week we're only going to see Canadian teams, I cannot wait.
But then we don't see another one for 2 months, I think.
I know, but I can't wait until we finally get to see another team. I'm super stoked to see the Leafs play. And it's funny, just off topic for a bit, did you happen to hear any of the hockey guys doing their season preview on the Canadian teams?
Not before this weekend, when No,
yeah, like at the
haven't
end of
really.
last week, just on the radio and things, they'd always get their idea of
I
out of
haven't-
the Canadian teams.
I haven't really.
Okay, they are a lot of them are
Who are you talking about?
like Pierre LeBrun.
Craig Button and shit. Like,
Pierre LeBrun said this. Mike Johnson said this.
okay,
They're basically, I don't know. I've had this feeling that the Leafs are going to fight for a playoff spot. They're picking the Leafs to almost steamroll the regular season. Like they picture them as a team on a mission, has something to prove, and it's just going to be like, boom, steamrolling. Basically, it'll be them in Tampa for the top of the Atlantic. That's what they're saying. That's what they're predicting. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see guys like that picking the Leafs to do that this season. But hey, I was intrigued that they thought that highly of this roster.
it's an interesting take. No, I have not seen any of those guys' predictions. I will check that out though, because I'm interested to see. And tomorrow, like, Leafs lunch gets going with a new host. I don't know who it is. Andrew Petrillo left Leafs lunch. Are you aware of that?
I was not, no.
Yeah. So there's a new host. So it just hasn't been going. Tomorrow's the first show back for Leafs
And
lunch.
we can tell you it's Chad and Dale.
Yeah, we're proud to announce. Yeah, you imagine
That'd be great.
if we got the Leafs
Well, they
lunch gig.
They didn't call us.
Maybe after this host, it will be our turn. Like, the Leafs lunch couldn't handle us. We need our own. Like, but that just no.
Well, because we have to swear.
Yeah, well, we'd have to rename it too. Like,
Yeah, the quickie, the quickie at lunch, the afternoon quickie,
Yeah,
the afternoon tip-in.
Yeah, exactly.
Lunchtime,
but anyway, so
lunchtime tip-in.
there's a new Leafs lunch host. Tomorrow's going to be the first edition of the new Leafs lunch. TSN is not named who it is, so it's going to be a big surprise come 12 noon tomorrow. I'm hoping it's Taddy, but
Oh, yes, guy.
I don't think it is going to be him, because he had been filling in. So, and like he was talking about like the new Leafs lunch coming up. So I don't think it's going to be him. But if they were smart, like, who knows the Leafs more than Tatman? Come on, yes, guy.
Nobody. And who knows mustaches, past and present, better than Tapman.
Yes, guy.
Yes,
So-
guy.
Anyway, new Leafs lunch coming tomorrow. But I'm interested. Like, Overdrive, like, will be in full swing tomorrow. Will be a can't miss episode, and like I'm sure they'll be talking about like the final roster and all that. So anyway, before we move on, we got a little Gravenhurst bonding sesh that happened between Wednesday night's preseason game and Saturday's final Tuesday, I think. I can't remember. I think they went to Gravenhurst for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yeah, in between the second last and last game, they went to Gravenhurst. Yep.
Little bonding sesh up in Gravenhurst.
Little bonding sesh.
Now, I don't know what kind of establishments are up in the Gravenhurst area now.
Well, there's some nice ones.
Like, what do we got? What is it? Kita Bala up there, or Bally, or what the fuck?
Oh yeah, there's some really nice places to go up in Gravenhurst. It's God's country.
So I'm just curious, like, this was an all boys trip, I imagine. So it'd be interesting to get some inside information, some inside details on what exact kind of bonding experience are we talking about here? Are we talking about hitting the peelers and getting at her? Or are we talking a little golf, a little tennis, a little movie time, a little Netflix, hit the bed by 10 o'clock?
It's probably more the latter, I would assume. Back in the day, if you had Jamie McCowan and Wendell Clark up in Gravenhurst on a retreat or a bonding session, it would be rolling in at 4 a.m. and then hitting up the bacon and eggs at 7 at 8.
Oh my God, forget it. Wendell, are you kidding me? Mr. Double Fister himself? No way, dude. So anyway, I'd like, so bonding experience. We'll see how that turned out. But
they look good Saturday.
Yeah, well, for sure. I mean, the preseason, like, it's been an absolute fucking shit show. Like, it's just no competition, man.
No, it hasn't been any competition.
They only played two teams. They played the Habs 3 times and they played the Sens 3 times. Like, fuck, I'm sick of playing both of those fucking teams.
I know, but it's over now.
No, it's not.
Well, that's true. We got to play them again this week. But you know what I mean? Now it's for real. We'll play these games, and then we'll finally get to see someone else. But the roster, man, the roster is set.
Yeah.
Is it? Do you want me to read right now who, like, the opening night roster? Austin Matthews and Mikheyev won't be in the lineup.
Yeah, so they're on LT or injured reserve, whatever.
Yeah, Matthews is tentatively going to miss 3 games, so October 18th would be the first game he could come back.
That's right.
Probably won't. I don't know. I think they'll just go. They'll take their time with this one. There's no reason to rush him in at the start of the year. Like, make sure he's healthy and then kick some ass when he gets in there.
No, for sure. I got something on Matthews. Do you want me to save it? You read this stuff first, or just talk about it right now?
So the opening night roster here will be the forwards that have made the team out of camp. Obviously, John Tavares, Mitch Marner, William Nylander. No surprise there. Nick Ritchie, Alex Kerfoot, Michael Bunting, David Camp, Andre Cash or Cache. I say Cash, but I heard the announcer saying Cache, so I'm going to change.
Yeah.
Jason Spezza, Wayne Simmons, and then we have Pierre Engvall, who probably only made it because of Mikheyev's injury, and Michael Amadio. I thought that was a little interesting.
Very interesting, I thought.
One.
But
didn't see that coming.
But I think that's a Mikheyev thing. I mean, either Engvall or Amadio. I mean, one of those guys probably doesn't. Like here, okay. So with that being said, you name and then the defense is like
Riley, Brody, Muzzin, Hall, Sandine, Dermott, and Timothy Liljegren, and then of course the goalies: Jack Campbell, Pino Mrazek.
Okay, so with that roster, it is showing. Cap Friendly says that the Toronto Maple Leafs have $111,884 in cap space. Okay. So just over $110,000 in cap space. Now, okay. They end up putting Brooksy on waivers, right? Brooks was only making like $750,000. I'm not sure exactly how this makes sense. When they've got over $100,000 in cap space available, why couldn't they have just kept Brooks around when he's only making $750,000? Does that make any sense to you?
I don't know the total ins and outs. My guess would be that because you're going to have to free up the space when Matthews comes back, that you are probably going to have to send some guys down that.
But but hang on. But that $111,000, I'm pretty sure that includes like Matthews.
I was surprised when I saw Brooks go on waivers. I don't exactly know why they did it. He was claimed.
Yeah, he's gone
by the Montreal Canadiens. So he is gone. I liked Brooks. Honestly, I thought Brooks was going to be named over Michael Amadio. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
Did you see something that I didn't see during preseason?
Well, I don't think either one of them looked that great, to be honest with you.
Right, like, but Brooks kind of had a history here. He played really well. He played really well with Spezza and Thornton.
Okay, but Brooks is just a guy, and here's what I'll say. Guy, yeah. Here's what, and Amadio was probably just a guy too, but he's a different guy. So he's played. What has he got? Amadio's played 173 NHL games. I think Brooks has played 18, less than 20 NHL games. Okay. So that's a hell of a lot more experience in the National Hockey League. And Adam Brooks, like, I like Brooksy. Don't get me wrong. I would have no problem if he cleared waivers and they kept him around as an extra depth guy, like, would not be an issue. But if it's between Amadio and Brooks, here's just a quick comparison. Adam Brooks, they're the same age. I believe they're both 25 years age. Brooks is older by like a couple months, I think. Adam Brooks, 5'11", 175 pounds. Okay. Drafted 92nd overall. Amadio, 6'1", 205.
Oh, he's definitely a bigger body.
Drafted 90th overall. So they're basically like their age, where they were drafted. The only thing that's different is Amadio is a bigger body. I think he plays a grittier, heavier game than Brooks.
He has more experience.
And he's got more experience. So honestly, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Like, and really neither one of them are playing if Mikheyev didn't get hurt anyway. So let's see. But now
But they have an opportunity now.
Exactly. So now Amadio's got a. I've got the opening night lineup, exactly what the lines are. We'll get to that in a bit, like the exact line combinations. I don't know if you're aware of what the lines are shaping up to be or not.
Yeah, well, night. I mean, I saw them. It's a lot like it was Saturday. A few bodies swapped here and there, but I think it is what it is with the opening night roster. Once the puck drops, Keefe. Other than keeping Marner and Matthews together, he throws things in a blender whenever he feels like it.
Yeah. So
it could change.
Yeah. So like guys, okay, so there's the guys who made the team. A couple surprises, I would say there. Mainly like we weren't sure, like Engvall, Amadio wasn't on my radar, but I kind of get it. I do get it, like especially with the Mikheyev injury. So I don't know. I think that like Robertson didn't have a good camp. He gets sent down. Ho-Sang did have a good camp, I think, but he ends up getting an AHL contract, start with the Marlies. Don't have a problem with that. Brooks so we're pegging off these bubble guys one by one here. Brooks ends up going on waivers, getting claimed. Gabriel gets put on waivers. Okay. And he was like, he's usually posted on like Instagram and social media like every day. That day, he just like, there was no, like, it was dead silence from the Gabriel camp, right? So he ends up posting today. He cleared waivers. So he's going to the he's still in the Leafs organization. He's going to the Marlies. But let me tell you, Michaela, she was livid. She was livid.
How do you know this?
Okay, Chad.
Are you an OnlyFans member?
Look, I am an OnlyFans subscriber. Okay.
Subscriber. Sorry.
Yes. Now,
see, listen, not being in the OnlyFans world, I don't know the lingo.
Well, you're gonna want to get in the OnlyFans world, Toronto, after what I'm about to tell you.
I don't think my wife would like my credit card to be charged for an OnlyFans where I just watched Michaela walk around naked all day. Yeah,
that's probably an accurate assessment, but it might be worth it because let me tell you, man, the OnlyFans thing is, I know you said like I know what you thought it was, like it would just be her like posting kind of selfies and like lingerie and stuff like that. And it is that, a lot of that, but it's also much more than that. It's a very special time.
Did you really sign up for this?
I subscribed, of course. What do you think? What do you think? I mean, fucking crazy. Have you seen her? Have you seen this lady?
No, I know, but I didn't think you would actually subscribe.
Oh, dude, are you nuts? Come on, think about it, Chad. Okay. Who are we talking about?
Wow, yeah, I guess if anyone's gonna do it, Dale's gonna subscribe. You say, okay, time out. When you say, so there's lingerie, and like I said, lingerie, bikinis, a lot of posing,
full nudes.
There's full nudes. There's no pictures.
There's some videos too, but it's only her. There's no actual pornography. There's no porn. There's no penetration. Okay.
No, it's not porn. It's like.
But she is fully naked, 100%. It's incredible.
All right.
I would highly recommend it. And I didn't know what to expect. I'm kind of like, yeah, Chad's probably right. Like she's just whatever, posting like kind of stuff that she does on Instagram, only maybe a little more risque.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, it's full, like, no. It's full on, man. Like, and OnlyFans is an interesting thing because you get into like messages and stuff. I don't think it's her. I'm sure she has someone running her account for her because it doesn't sound like the words that are coming, like the words that are being said in the messages and on her post are coming from her mouth. I think she's got someone running it for her.
Maybe that's part of the OnlyFans thing is they'll control the direct messaging with the OnlyFans.
I don't know, because it gets like, I'm like, there's no way she's saying these
like
things.
Is it like when you're watching like Facebook Live or something where there's a bunch of dudes commenting on the side?
No, it's not like that.
So it's real. Like, it's really private?
Yeah, like the messages, you and her? The messages are private. Yeah, but she'll send the same message to like all her subscribers.
I know, but when you're watching, do you see like 150 other guys watching at the same time?
No, there's no live streams. There's no live stream. So it's
Okay,
either
so it's all pre-recorded.
it's either a pre-recorded video or pictures that are uploaded. There's no live streams. No live streams. So yeah. One-on-one. It's awesome though. I'll tell you more about it like off air, but it's
Okay, just one last question about it. Monthly cost?
okay. Well, with her, there's no monthly cost. Okay. There's a one-time fee, and then you can pay, and it gives you access to like unlimited content or whatever. And then each thing that she'll put out, she'll charge something for each individual item, whether it's a picture,
Oh.
or
Okay.
whether it's a video or whatever have you. So you're paying per piece. But there's a lot of like real porn stars and like stuff that will charge monthly fees, like $5.99, $9.99, whatever, $10.99
Right.
a month, which I would rather just do that than pay per fucking piece.
Right,
But
yeah. It's like Netflix.
anyway,
Just pay and then
but-
watch what you want.
yeah, dude. Anyway, it's a great OnlyFans. It's incredible getting to see things that I thought I would not see with Michaela. And it's but the words are the
Jesus
wording,
Christ.
dude. The messaging is incredible. It's so like it's incredible. It can't be her. There's just no way. There's no way.
So you're
And-
you're a happy customer.
Dude, you got Peter. I can't. You got Curtis Gabriel.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Just call him Sledgehammer.
You got Sledgehammer on Instagram posting about how his girlfriend, Michaela, has got a craving for French toast. So he had to run out like late night, do some shopping and grab like all the ingredients to make homemade fucking French toast. And of course he does it because, well, that's the type of girlfriend where if she says jump, you say fucking how high as quick as fucking possible. So he's like whipping up French toast and it seems so wholesome. And then I'm like, I go to I click on my next screen and it's like her OnlyFans. I'm like, wait a second, this just doesn't add up. Something's not right here. Like,
Is it like her eating French toast naked?
No, not yet, but I might be coming tomorrow. But anyway,
It'd be so weird. Like, imagine having a girlfriend, and then we'll get off this soon. But imagine just like your girlfriend, you went to work during the day, and then your girlfriend was walking around the house filming herself naked and then selling it to other guys.
Hey, man, like, you know, at
if
least
it works, I guess.
Yeah, like she's not, you know, she's just doing it. She's on her own. Like, there's no penetration. It's just like, you know, she takes the titties out here and there, and away you go. Like a lot of nice angles, and I don't know. It's professional. It's like professionally done. So,
well,
anyway.
that's lovely. So anyway, Curtis Gabriel put on waivers. He's down with the Marlies.
So what do you think the future is for Gabriel? Like, I was kind of hoping that they would find a spot for Gabriel. Maybe not an everyday guy, but just a guy that, like, you know, a guy to have that I think is a utility guy that will fucking stick up for the guys. Like, I don't know. Do you not think? What do you think it is? His skating isn't good enough. He's like,
he's not a very good skater.
No, not a great.
As
skater.
one bad skater, I can tell you, he's not a very good skater. But you do kind of he serves a purpose. Those roles are still needed in the hockey team. So
I saw him.
He gets up. You know what? If they get into the Atlantic Division this year and they start playing some games and they start getting roughed up, like if they lose a few games to Boston, a few games to Tampa, some bigger teams, you may see them just bring them up. Maybe just for those games. Maybe they have a week where they play a bunch of like grinder teams and they just bring them up for those games. I don't know.
I would describe him as the preseason games that I watched that he played. I would describe him as an energy guy. Pure and fucking simple energy guy. You throw him out on the fourth line or whatever, or third line ship. He's going to go out. He's going to finish his checks every fucking time. They don't have nearly enough of that, in my opinion.
They don't, but I think what they're looking for is a fourth line that can contribute once in a while. And he's probably, I mean, he did score in the preseason, but he's probably not going to score a whole lot of goals. Probably not. You're not as likely to get offensive production from Curtis Gabriel as you are from Amadio or a guy like Brooks if he was on the team.
Fair enough, but he just like, okay, I get that, but there should be enough offense, you know, filtered around this team that,
and I agree with you. He serves a purpose.
He serves another purpose, in my opinion. So anyway, well, like, okay, I think he, you know, it's going to be a long 82 games. Like,
he'll be with the team.
I think he will. I think you will see Curtis Gabriel. Like, that's his plan. He wants to be back up there. I think you will see him, I believe, at times throughout the season. Is he going to be an everyday guy? It's unlikely, but I think that you will see him up at times. I think.
Speaking of cracking into the lineup, what are the opening night lines?
Okay, so come Wednesday night so you just named everybody who made the team. So obviously the D pairs to start are going to be what basically they were the entire preseason, last season, whatever. Riley, Brody, Muzzin, Hall, Sandin, and Dermott, and Liljegren is the seventh D, right? So the opening night lineup as far as forwards go, because Matthews will not play any of the 3 games this week, and Mikheyev is out for 8 weeks with a bit of a thumb situation. We'll get to that in a sec. But okay, so here's what we got for Wednesday night, opening night lineup. John Tavares will center Nick Ritchie and Mitch Marner. Alex Kerfoot will center William Nylander and Michael Bunting, aka the Brunt, friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Third line, David Kampf will center Kase and Pierre Engvall. And the fourth line is Spezza centering Simmons and Amadio. There's your forward lineup for Wednesday night.
All right. I like it. He's kind of spreading things out with Matthews being hurt.
Yeah. So we're going to see Mitch and JT play,
which is something you wanted to see. You wanted to see that. You wanted that back in the playoffs. You thought that maybe at the start of the Montreal series before he got hurt, that maybe they should spread it out a little bit. And
I still think if you want to get the most out of John Tavares, you play him with Mitch Marner. I think Austin Matthews doesn't need Mitch Marner. I still feel that way.
No, Austin Matthews is one of the top 5 players in the league. He can play with anybody. Well, that's good. I like that own night roster. But like I said, Keefe has a tendency to just be like not feeling it, going to switch it up. Unlike his predecessor, who would never switch it up.
Okay,
People
so
do it on the fly.
Let's obviously that's not okay. So we take the Mikheyev injury out of it, and if Matthews can play, obviously it's Matthews, Mitch with
Ritchie.
I think their plan was to go with Nylander, Tavares, and Mikheyev to start. I think that was their plan. And then I like
Bunting, man.
I know, but I think their plan to start was that, and then their third line was going to be, I think, Camp, Kase, and either Kerfoot. And who am I leaving at? Who am I leaving here? Oh, Bunting, and then Kerfoot played with Spezza and Simmons. I think it would have looked something like that. But anyway. So We'll see when everybody gets healthy. Well, they're not going to be fully healthy if you're including Mikheyev until into December, basically. Second week of December. It's almost the middle of October now. He's going to miss 8 weeks, right, Mikheyev, with a broken thumb? Or he has to have surgery on his thumb, right?
Yeah.
This fucking guy. Like, come on, dude.
What can you do? He's injured.
No, I know he's injured, but like he gets injured in the last preseason game. He was actually having a pretty decent camp. He's bitching and complaining about not getting ice time, and he's wanting to move up the lineup and all that. It looked like I think they were going to give him a chance on that second line to start. And here we go. He's fucking out 8 weeks. Like, that could just throw off his entire fucking season. Like, he's not going to be shooting the puck for, I don't know. It's just shit.
No, he's going to have another off season, and then he's going to complain when he comes back and he's playing third, fourth liner in the press box.
How many steps behind everybody is he going to be after missing the first 2 fucking months?
Huge. Like, he's going to be huge.
I know. You almost can't, like, remember Nylander when he came like off
God.
Like, he just couldn't find.
And Nylander was playing. He missed an NHL training camp, but Nylander could still shoot the puck and still skate every day. And he was way behind.
Well, Mikheyev will be able to skate too, to be like, but he won't be shooting the puck, I don't think.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, Nylander didn't have an injury.
No, I know.
And he was still so far behind. He could still skate and play with other hockey players every day.
So it's not looking good for Mikheyev's season. Like, I mean, just the catching up to do. Who knows? He could come back and kill it, but fuck, man, it's just like this guy cannot. This guy can't have one thing go his way. Nothing.
And from a sore thumb to a sore wrist.
Oh my goodness. Now, look.
So Austin Matthews, he playing it cool. He doesn't feel ready to play. And I say, okay.
That makes sense, right?
Whenever you're ready. There's no reason. Like last season, he was playing with a bum wrist. Don't do that. We can get through the first few games.
Oh, dude, what is it? The Habs, the Sens, and then is it the Sens again or the Habs again? I'll check the schedule before.
I think it's Habs, Sens, Habs.
Okay, it might be. So either way, whatever. Like those are, they're divisional games, but I think that they can
win them without Austin Matthews.
Sure. And dude, Tkachuk didn't like he's here. We got another Willie Nylander situation. Tkachuk still hasn't signed, right? Brady Tkachuk with the Sens. He's holding out, right? And you know how cheap Ottawa is with fucking money. They don't want to pay anybody ever. So who knows where this is going to fucking end up going. But
well, it's just like Nylander. You have till whatever December 1st to get it done.
I know, but he's their best player, right? Like I feel a lot.
By far, he's their best player.
I feel a lot. He's a gritty forward in your face. Like I like Connor Brown a lot too, but like Stutzel and whatever, like these other guys maybe. But
who does Ottawa have? I guess they have a few players coming up that they're going to have to give big contracts to. The reason the whole stalemate happened with Nylander and Dubas was because Dubas knew Marner and Matthews were coming up. So he had to kind of get as low as he could with Nylander because he needed money for them. Does Ottawa have that same situation, or is this just we don't want to pay you? Because I feel like they got tons of cap space.
They've got some young talent coming, like that's a couple guys, but not really. Like they should have.
And they don't have any cap situation. Like they have plenty of cap space to pay their young guys the big money that they're going to want.
They should have more than enough to.
So it seems weird that you wouldn't just have this negotiated and worked out by the start of the season for not only your best player, but let's face it, Ottawa has trouble putting people in the seats.
Oh, no doubt.
On a night-to-night basis. And Brady Tkachuk puts people in the seats. People come to see Brady Tkachuk play because he's fiery, he's feisty, he gets in there.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So I don't know if I was the owner in Ottawa, I'd have this done. I would have had this done in the summertime.
No, you wouldn't. Well, yeah, if you were. Melnick is always.
If I was Eugene Melnick.
No, Melnick has always been the cheapskate, like big time, man. But I don't know what the ask is of Brady Tkachuk. I haven't heard like what his camp is asking for. Maybe it is an outrageous amount. I don't know, but
are they that far apart? Like there's no way he's walking in there being like, hey, I want Connor McDavid money.
Oh no, you wouldn't think so. But.
So I mean, he's probably around. They're probably like $2 million apart.
Apparently,
it seems weird.
Apparently, his dad Keith, what a fucking animal that guy was. Apparently, he has a history of like holding out and not.
He's no stranger to OnlyFans.
Oh no, absolutely not. No. Keith Tkachuk, man. But yeah, he would have contract disputes all the time. And the guy I don't think he ever showed up in shape to training camp one time ever in his career.
He's a breakfast and titties type of guy.
Yeah, that guy's the best, man. Keith Tkachuk.
Love Keith Tkachuk.
So he's just probably telling Brady and the Sons, like, you don't report to camp. You wait until you get every fucking cent or you're not going, okay? And don't show up in shape either.
Yeah. They're probably that hard-ass dad where they're probably like, but Dad, I really want to play. And he's like, no. I don't give a shit if you want to play. You get paid, then you play.
That's right. So Matthews, going back to the wrist on Matthews.
Yeah.
So he's going to miss this week, and then we'll see basically he's going to tell them when he feels comfortable to go. But he's going to miss the first 3 games, no problem. Then they're going on the road, finally play fucking some new teams. Like it's going to be like crazy seeing them playing in the States again.
It's going to be Christmas.
I know, man. But he said today, that he has got some new things in the works, and he actually referred to his stick as wicked. He said, he's like, my stick is wicked right now. I got a wicked stick, he says. Did you catch those comments?
I don't know, but why that kind of gave me goosebumps a little bit.
He said his stick is wicked right now. He's
I like that.
He said,
I like that.
Yeah, if you go on the Leafs video interviews from today after practice, he talks about his wicked stick.
So even with a sore wrist.
It's not comfortable to what he wants, but it's wicked apparently. Like he knows it's going to be what's a better word than wicked when he starts. If it's wicked, if he's got a wicked stick now, what's it going to be like when he actually gets playing?
Is there anything better than a wicked stick?
I don't know. I don't think so. You'd be hard pressed to find anything better than a wicked stick.
A guy that good with a stick telling you that his stick is wicked right now. I mean, game over.
Yeah.
Just hand the fucking guy the Rock Richard trophy. It's over.
I think so.
With a wicked stick and a healthy wrist, there's nothing this guy can't do.
No. So it should be an interesting season for him once he gets back. I mean, I can't wait to see that wicked stick in action. So we'll see. Hopefully get back sooner than later, but not too soon. Just wait until it's ready. Wait until it's ready.
But keep the stick wicked.
Yeah.
But then come back.
We are really looking forward to that. We were looking forward to that.
I'm super excited to see the wicked stick.
So yeah, man, I'm just gonna pull up the schedule here. So you got anything else? Like we just wanted to do a little season preview,
and then we're gonna actually have some games to break down and some tip-ins to do. We're gonna get back into doing just the tip, back into doing wet puck or dry stick. We might even have some new segments coming. I mean, we are super excited about this season. We might do a segment called Wicked Stick.
That might be a thing. There definitely will be a few new surprises in store. Segment wise, that is guaranteed to be the case. So just looking at the schedule here, so you were right. It's Montreal. It's Montreal at home, away back to back against Ottawa, and then back on Saturday at home against Ottawa to start the first 3 games. They play 9 games in the month of October. So after Montreal, Ottawa, it's at home to the Rangers, at home to the Sharks, away in Pittsburgh, away in Carolina, away in Chicago, at home to Detroit. So let me say that again. Montreal, Ottawa, Rangers, Sharks, Pittsburgh, Carolina, Chicago, and Detroit are their October games. Okay, 9 games. What should their record be realistically after those 9 games, considering the teams I just named?
How many games was it?
9 games.
9 games?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are at home, so they only have 3 on the road. Or no, wait.
Maybe.
Sorry, they have 5 at home and 4 on the road. Sorry.
Yeah. Come on, do your math.
Sorry. But thinking of the teams I named there, like here, do you want me to say?
No, I have the schedule in front of me here.
I know what
I'll tell you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Knowing the way the Leafs start every year, there's going to be some interesting games, some high scoring affairs. I bet they come out of this Montreal, Ottawa. I bet they come out of this week 1-1-1. I bet they lose in like an overtime and shootout in like a 6-5 game or something to Ottawa. They do it every year.
Could be. I'm expecting something different now. Like here's what I'm going to say.
But they should, if you ask me just on paper, they should be like, I don't know, 6-3, 7-2.
Okay. That's the number I had in my head. 7-2. I think anything less than 7-2 is a failure out of those 9 games. Montreal should beat Ottawa both times without Tkachuk. I'm sorry, you should beat them. Rangers,
but they always do that at the start of the year. They lose some to Ottawa.
Rangers are decent. That could be a loss, but realistically, you probably should beat them too. San Jose Sharks, guaranteed win. Pittsburgh, you should
don't ever say guaranteed win. But they
should be winning. You should beat the Sharks. You should beat Pittsburgh. Carolina's a good team. That could be their first loss, or they could lose that game. Chicago with Fleury and net, they might drop that game as well. In Chicago, always a tough barn to play in. We'll see. And then Detroit, they should win that game. So I don't know. I'm thinking 7-2. Could be 6-3, but I don't know. 7-2, I think, is not unrealistic considering the schedule to start the season. But
because it's the NHL, you really have to go by points.
Yeah.
So there's basically 18 points on the line. They should come away with what? 12 to 14, 16 points.
Well, that would be great. Yeah, of course. 100%.
Because there's going to be like overtime losses or whatever's going to happen. get a point here, get a point there. Like if you're going to lose to Carolina, if you have a great start and you lose to Carolina, but you lose in a shootout, you still get a point. So
for sure. And then after that, I'm not going to go far into November. Just like after into the first week of November, then we get like the first week of November.
That's when it gets good.
It's Vegas comes to town, Tampa Bay comes to town, Boston comes to town. 3 games in a row.
But Wicked Stick will be slapping it around like crazy out there by that point.
Big time.
So,
okay, there's one thing I wanted to touch on.
Yeah, one more thing.
Is there anything else you want to go with here?
I just want to get a quick prediction from you and from me about the season, but we'll do that at the end. So let's see what you got.
Well, just quickly going back to the roster and who made it and all that. Like, okay, like I just want to quickly touch on, like, when I look at that on paper, I don't love it. Like, nothing jumps out at me. You know, I'm talking about Wednesday night. Like, and I see Engvall and Amadio and like, okay, yeah, those guys could help. And how's Camp going to play and Cache and like, you know, what's Kerfoot really going to be? Like, there's a lot of, you know, like, I don't really love it, to be honest, but got to play the games and we'll see what happens. But for me, I was really hoping, like, going back to what I said about Gabriel, like, I see Gabriel as an energy guy. You throw him out there, big hit, like he brings an element of excitement, like pace of play. And I am really hoping that just we see a Leafs team this season, starting fucking night one and continuing it on, that brings and dictates the pace of play. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't let it come to you. You from fucking puck drop. Like, I just want to see this team play a different way. I want to see them dictate games on their own. Like, this is our fucking game. This is our fucking game. That's like something you
want to see a team on a mission.
Yeah, like
a team that's like, no, we have something to prove here.
Because like we haven't really seen that, right? Like,
no.
When is the last time we seen the, like, at flashes here and there, maybe like the 3 game set against Edmonton last year where they just looked absolutely dominant, and then they never played that way ever again the rest of the season. Like,
no, I thought they looked pretty dominant against the Habs for the games that they won. And even the games that they lost, they had stretches where they were like the overtime out shooting them 13-1. They were the better team, man.
That game shouldn't have even got to overtime though, Chad. And the rest,
I know. If, ands, and brunts. But I was looking back at last season and I was like, how did the lineup look last season before it started versus this season? Because I feel the same way as you. I'm looking at the roster and nothing's really jumping out at me. But then I'm looking at last year, like on opening night, there was like Barabanov, you know, they had like Sabarin. There was a bunch of guys that honestly, I think they've upgraded. They've lost Zach Hyman.
Yeah, that's not an upgrade.
But they have upgraded the bottom, like adding Bunting, and I think Cache and Camp are better than the guys that they had starting last year. Like, none of them made it to the end of the year. They ended up going to get Galchenyuk, and they ended up at the trade deadline going to get Foligno and all that. But at the start of the year, it didn't really look that great. We were super excited about Joe Thornton and Wayne Simmons and stuff. But how did that pan out? Joe Thornton was good, but he wasn't amazing. And we have Wayne Simmons on the team this year. So
true.
We had Jimmy Vesey was starting in the top 6 last year at the start of the year.
That's
so
insane.
I think when you actually go back, I wish I had it in front of me, but when you actually go back and look at it and then look at this season, you could almost make the argument that they're better this year. As weird as that sounds, they're better on paper.
Yeah, no, they might be. They
like
might
all
be.
4 lines combined.
Yeah, no, you might be right. And
losing Hyman sucks.
No, of course. Like, and we'll see. Like, you got to play the games. We'll see. But I just really hope that we see a different way that they play. And when I see what I see on paper here, I'm not sure we're going to see that. That's kind of, I guess, what I'm ultimately saying.
Yeah.
But I just am really hoping that this team has got a different mindset. Everybody from top down, coaching staff, everybody that is like, they want to dictate the way they play, the pace of play. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think basically what you're saying is like you want to play the regular season so that you're prepared for the playoffs. And the only way to do that is to buy into the system, follow the game plan, and you'll get the monkey off your back. I think they're ready. And I think some of the guys they've brought in this year, like Bunting, are want to play in Toronto, want to win.
Oh, of course.
With the Leafs. I think a guy like Jimmy Vesey had a lot of upside, but I don't know if he was really ready to get in there and give it his all.
No, he was not.
No, and he didn't. He was vanilla.
No.
He was
Bunting.
vanilla.
I think Bunting is though.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm excited. I'm excited to finally get the season going.
Sure, man. It's going to be exciting.
Last thing, let's get your prediction on this season. Is this going to be a successful season? I don't know if you want to talk playoffs, but regular season, how do you see this playing out?
I think that they will have a fairly decent regular season, and I think that they will be fighting for positioning in the top 3 in the Atlantic Division. That's what I think will happen.
So basically, like every other year before COVID.
Yeah, like I don't know, like I don't really think Tampa gives a shit about like winning the Atlantic Division. I really don't. Like I think
you got to think Tampa's tired.
Oh, for 100%. They played a lot of hockey.
They lost their whole third line, second line.
Yeah, they did.
And they've won 2 cups and won in a compacted season.
Yeah,
like there's no way how many teams three-peat in the NHL? Yeah, barely ever happens. So
I don't know if I've ever seen it in. I'm trying to think.
It's happened, but I don't know when it's happened. Has it happened in our lifetime? Maybe one of the Devils or the Red Wings.
I don't think they ever won 3. Like in the early '80s, I think the Islanders and the Oilers. I think, but like we were very young at that time. Like since we were like able to really like remember, I don't think we've seen a three-peat. I think 2 has been the max. I think the Devils won 2 in a row. Maybe they didn't even. I know Detroit did. Anyway, it's so hard to even win 2 in a row nowadays, let alone 3. 3 is like, fuck, man.
Yeah, the last one to happen in the NHL was the New York Islanders. They won in the early 80s. They won 4 cups in a row. That's 80, 81, 82, and 83.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah, they were the last ones to do a three-peat or more in the NHL. So that's
how
long it's been, man. We were basically not even born yet.
Might see another one this year, maybe, but we'll see. So yeah, where are you at? Like, what do you think? Like, fighting for positioning in the top 3 in the Atlantic Division, or what?
I was looking at the teams in the Atlantic. Yesterday, I was going through it, knew we were going to be recording the podcast, and that's why I brought up Tampa being tired. And I was like, what if Tampa's not a juggernaut? What if they're going to be good? They're always good. But what if they're not the 115-point Tampa that we're normally used to? What if they are part of the pack? And Toronto always plays Tampa well.
Yeah.
Boston, when you actually look at the roster, eventually the legs got to give out. They're not young. And I think Toronto's better than Florida.
Close, I think.
It's close, but I think they're better than the Panthers. So, I think they're going to be fighting for positioning, but I think they have a shot at winning the Atlantic Division. It's going to come down to these guys buying in, like you say, and it's going to come down to Mrazek and Campbell.
I think that's fair. Don't forget, dude, even though it was a shortened season and obviously Tampa went on to win the cup, Florida, what?
Oh, Montreal went to the cup final last year, and people are going to be like, oh, you didn't say Montreal. Oh, no Carey Price, no Shea Weber. I don't see the Habs having a good season.
No way, man. No way. But I was going to say, like, don't forget, Florida, even though Tampa went on to win the cup, the Florida Panthers actually finished ahead of the Tampa Bay Lightning in the standings last year. So, like, Florida's not chump change.
No, when you look at Florida and Toronto on paper, they are pretty equal. I just give the upper hand to Toronto because of the forwards.
Like I could honestly,
because they have Austin Matthews.
I'm going to be honest with you. I could see. I don't think I could see a scenario
Florida could win
where the Leafs and the Panthers both finish in the top 3 in the Atlantic Division, and maybe the Bruins don't. Maybe the Bruins get a wild card spot or something like that. So
I'm really interested to see how the Bruins do this year. Looking at their roster, I don't know. I'm just like, okay, eventually it's got to give.
You would think, but
You can't keep rolling it. Like we're going into 2022 and they're rolling the same lineup from 2013. Like, I don't know. Eventually you would think they're just not at the top of their game. Like even Tampa, they've sort of revolved the team, right? Like Steven Stamkos he's not the Steven Stamkos who was 10 years ago. Now the team is kind of run by Braden Point and all those guys that they have at the top.
Point's amazing, Kucherov, but
Point.
In my opinion, they have the best defenseman and Hedman in the league, and they have the best goalie in Vasilevsky in the league.
Right.
So with those two guys, they could go. Just Vasilevsky alone.
Boston's still going with Marchand, Bergeron,
I know,
Pasternak. So I don't know. I that's my prediction. I don't see Boston being as good as ever. People are picking them to win the Atlantic and be way ahead of Toronto. I don't see it.
Honestly, though, if that happened, it wouldn't surprise me at all. So
me neither.
So we'll see.
Me neither. Anyway,
should be an interesting year. Like we'll see. There's a lot. So for me though, before we wrap it up, like not in this order, but Tampa, Toronto, the Florida Panthers, and the Boston Bruins. I see, at the topper end of the Atlantic Division, and Detroit, Montreal, Ottawa, Buffalo at the bottom. That's just how I see it, especially Ottawa without Tkachuk. Like, forget it. But, like, that's just how I see it. It's like there's 4 bottom teams and there's 4 top teams. Sorry, Habs fans. I know you went to the final last year. You made us look like a fucking joke in Game 7, whatever.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the Habs might surprise and pull out a third place or a wild card or something.
I don't see it, man. I just don't see it.
Like, Shea Weber was a beast in the playoffs last year. He's not on your team. Carey Price, he's taken a leave.
Who knows how long he's going to be gone for?
And all the power to him. I totally support what he's doing right now. I love 100%. Carey Price. And, his name slipped my mind. Danilo, who was all over Matthews in the playoffs.
Danault.
Yeah. He's gone.
Yeah, that's a big loss.
That's a huge loss. Like, you lose those 3 guys, you're not the same team.
They do, like, obviously Gallagher, whatever, but, like, Gallagher is not going to take you to the promised land. I do like Anderson a lot. I think he's fucking awesome. But
right, but those 3 key guys were a huge
he's
part of their
best
success.
Anderson's
and
their
they
best
barely made the playoffs last year to begin with, and now you're taking out 3 key players. I don't know. I
know. Well, they got Brooksy. So maybe they'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll see.
Brooksy.
Anyway, the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast is brought to you by OnlyFans.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, on Twitter at the Tip In podcast. Check out our website, tipinsportsmedia.com. You can find our podcast everywhere. Share it. Tell your family, tell your friends' family. And until next time, we will
catch you later after next Saturday's game against the Ottawa Senators. Back to our regular Saturday night gig on the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast.
Hopefully we have it just the tip.
3-0 out of the gates, boys. Hopefully Bunting gets his first tip in. Go, Leafs, go.
Good night.
Catch you later.